midnight. The window has just opened for another possible nuclear test by the country's dictator. April 15th marks the birthday of North Korea's founder, Kim Jong-un's grandfather. President Trump, we're told, is being briefed while he's at his resort in Florida right now. And Vice President Pence, he, by the way, will be making his way to the region, to South Korea, this weekend as the world watches and waits. Let me bring in right now William Perry. He was Defense Secretary under President Clinton. Secretary, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you. Good to talk to you this morning.
Thank you. When you were Defense Secretary, you came right up against a potential second Korean War over North Korea's nuclear program. With that in mind, what are you thinking as they head into this important holiday over there?
Well, I recognize that North Korea is the regime in Pyongyang is evil and it's reckless. And therefore, I think this nuclear program of theirs is very, very dangerous. We should have taken care of it decades ago, but we did not, and we are where we are today. So I see it as posing a very great danger to this peace and stability of the region, and ultimately, perhaps, a danger to the United States.
The dangers and the risks are great, and we're kind of at this moment where no one exactly knows what North Korea is going to do next. But we do know how the president has responded so far. He's been tweeting veiled threats towards North Korea. One of them saying, North Korea is looking for trouble. If China decides to help, that would be great, the president tweeted. If not, we will solve the problem without them. What do you think of President Trump's approach to North Korea?
Well, I think it's important that he faces this problem as a serious problem, and everything he has said has indicated that he does take it very seriously. I think that the military action at this time would be very dangerous, and I believe we still have room for diplomacy. So I think military action, while I would not rule it out, is, I think, premature, because there's still a possibility for significant diplomatic, particularly if we can team up with China. The combination, we've never had this in the past in our diplomacy, but if we can combine with China, between the two of us, we have very powerful both incentives and disincentives to North Korea.
I want to ask you about the idea of a preemptive strike, Secretary. When you were Defense Secretary, you considered a preemptive strike on their nuclear facility, obviously opting against it, the administration. What would a preemptive strike mean right now? You think it's a bad idea, but what would it mean?
Well, a preemptive strike right now could be either against their nuclear test facility or against their missile launch facility. The one we were considering in the 1994 was against the nuclear test development facility at Yongbyon. That doesn't make much sense today because they already have nuclear weapons and we don't know where they are located. So we cannot stop their nuclear program just by going after Yongbyon today. But the important thing, I think, is that we'd be looking at very significant diplomatic issues. I think we